January the 30th, 2010 saw the 48th running of the 24 Hours of Daytona. If your day-night race knowledge extends no further than Le Mans, then you need to know about this event. It's dramatic, close and full of action for every one of those 24 hours. Here are the highlights.
It wasn't supposed to be like this. Come to Florida, they said, the Sunshine State, and we were 15 minutes away from the start of the Daytona 24 Hours, and as you can see, it's absolutely chucking it down. It's been raining now for about an hour or so, and it's due to rain for another hour, but they're going to get the race underway, and we're going to follow the trials and tribulations of two drivers in the field, Dario Franchitti in the DPO2 car from Chip Ganassi, and Robin Liddell, the number 57. Yesterday, before the rains came, we spoke to Robin about his car.
Well, welcome to the Daytona 24 Hours. I'm Robin Liddell. I'm driving the number 57 Stevenson Chevrolet Camaro this year at Daytona. And we're getting geared up for the race now. The guys are doing the race preparation. We qualified yesterday, night practice. And as I say, the guys are just getting ready for the race. They're fitting the engine. And if you want to come around, we'll have a look at what's going on up front here. Getting the race engine in the car, gearbox. Obviously we've got to go twice around the clock. Car's going to run for about an hour on fuel and tires. Driver changes. I'm sharing with Andrew Davis and Jan Magnussen, and I guess we're going to drive around about 8 to 10 hours each, somewhere in that zone. But guys have done a brilliant job on the car. It's built by Pratt & Miller up in Detroit, and the Stevenson Motorsports guys are based in North Carolina. So we've had 2 seasons of running this car bodied as a Pontiac GXPR. Now it's been rebodied as the Chevrolet Camaro. Great racing heritage and history in the US. And obviously there's a lot of fans and people are excited to see us out there, getting that brand going again. And hopefully we're going to have some success this particular race. Won this event in 2004, won the GT class in a Porsche 911, and it'd be nice to do it again. It's just so difficult in these races because of all the different scenarios that get thrown up, staying out of trouble, all the traffic, reliability issues and so on. But we feel we're in pretty good shape, and it'd be really nice to be able to wear one of those Rolex Daytonas on the podium on Sunday morning.
The GT cars may be familiar, but the Daytona prototypes certainly aren't. At first they look a little odd, but the great advantage of them is that they can run close together and even lean on each other. Under the skin, you can see it's a space frame chassis, fitted in most cases with a 5-litre V8, producing around 500 brake horsepower, and the drivers appear to love them. For the 24-hour race, the teams have no trouble in persuading the best drivers in the world from taking part, irrespective of their speciality. This is the only race in the world that can claim a field full of ex-F1 stars, IndyCar champions, NASCAR race winners, DTM drivers and sports car pros. And just before 3:30 in the afternoon, they were all ready for the call to action. It doesn't usually rain here, but even in Florida they have a winter, and the odd thing here is that the cars continue to race on the banking even in the wet. Dario Franchitti told me that it does cause the driver a few problems because the water runs quickly off the banking but puddles on the infield, making the choice between wets and slicks very difficult. The downpour lasted for 2 hours and the race began behind a pace car, but after 5 laps the rain stopped and the race proper got underway. Liddell began the race in the Camaro and got off to a brilliant start, climbing from 12th on the grid to lead the GT class by lap 4. In the DPs, Scott Dixon drove the first 3 hours, and by the time he handed over to Dario in the Ganassi 02 car, he was in the lead. It was looking good for our adopted teams. The pit stop regulations allow only 6 team members to jump over the wall, so the stops may not be as rapid as you'll see at Le Mans, but they're all action for the guys involved. Dario held the lead for his 2-hour stint before handing over to Juan Pablo Montoya as the team settled into the long night. Just after midnight, it went all wrong for the O2 car. They were out with a blown engine. Montoya's expression as he walks away said it all. As dawn began to break, the Action Express racing team began to work their way up through the field, while Liddell's Camaro continued to lead the GT class. To win in endurance racing, reliability is as important as outright pace, and at 7 AM the Stevenson car succumbs. Gearbox issues means a trip behind the wall to have a new one fitted. The team may be tired now, but they set to work replacing it, and after losing 22 laps they're finished and the Camaro is sent on its way. And ensuing tiredness is almost impossible to resist, but as soon as the guys are called upon to go to work, they're immediately back to their coordinated best. Here they are setting about the team's sister car for its final pit stop. And after a brilliant effort by both the team and the drivers, the 57 car has climbed back up to 4th place by the finish. It's the Action Express crew who have the honour of victory lane, and they're the ones to leave with the watches. We're left vowing to come back next year. It may be a very different race to Le Mans, but it's equally addictive.
Now the hole.